All right, well, first of all, thank you everyone for being here on what is a really exciting day. It is the first charter school to be announced with the contract signed, and these guys are working so fast they're going to have children through the door next February in just another 3 months. You got this, right? It's moving at an extraordinary speed, but totally necessary given the challenges that we have. As we know, particularly since COVID, a long-term trend has accelerated, and that is students not attending for a whole range of reasons and students not achieving. And if there's one thing that we can really say determines the future of our country, it is the simple amount of knowledge that we transfer from one generation to the next, because an educated population can overcome whatever challenges the world can and will throw at them, just like every generation before. A generation that lacks the skills and confidence to navigate their own future can squander even the greatest inheritance in the greatest country in the world, New Zealand. And that's why what Mastery is doing is just so important. We're bringing new ideas and new ways of doing things into this challenge, which I believe is the most important for New Zealand's long-term for future and success. The innovation that these guys are bringing, I think, is ingenious. They've worked out that we actually have two problems in New Zealand that the government is tackling and Erica Stanford is tackling as well, and that is that we have a real challenge around initial teacher education, around getting practical skills into the workforce so that the people in front of our children have the knowledge and the ability to engage students in learning. We also have a real challenge getting enough adults and teachers into the classroom so that we have people in front of our students. And what Mastery schools are proposing to do from February next year is utilise partnership with the University of Canterbury and with their schooling system, partnership with Ngāi Tahu, and partnership with other community organisations to ensure that we have teachers who are getting on-the-job practical training from expert teachers to improve their skills, but also allowing there to be, for every 25 students, one teacher and 3 teaching assistants. And they're going to do this with the same budget as we give for the same students in a state school in New Zealand. It's possible because of their innovative approach. They specialise in helping children who have fallen behind in their educational journey and helping them catch up. And there are 5 campuses that they have in Australia, Mastery schools, and by the way, they only started in 2021, so they have taken off like a rocket. They now have over 800 students there, and I suspect that we're going to have something very similar happen in New Zealand in the next few years because they've already had so much demand. Their students are learning at 50 to 60% faster rates than students in state and equivalent schools in Australia. For every year that a student is in a Mastery school in Australia, they are learning 1.5 to 1.6 years of ordinary learning speed. And that's absolutely critical, because one thing I know with my school attendance hat on is that one of the reasons that students drop out and no longer come to school is because they're embarrassed that they've fallen behind. And this is a school that has specific expertise in creating personalised learning journeys with an additional hour of school each day. That would be aiming low, an additional hour of school each day, in order to make sure that students catch up. And something magic happens from reading through the stories. When students find that actually what they were told was far too hard for them, that maybe they weren't good enough, and the rest of their life starts to get a little bit shaky because they feel their self-esteem is down, as soon as they discover that they can master a subject, and it's a very intentional name, other things happen. Their self-esteem builds, their engagement in other aspects of their life with their family and with their other pursuits, their hobbies, suddenly starts to grow afresh like a new spring. That is what a good education and an engagement with a personalised learning plan and an innovative model can do. Not just about academic and economic success, but genuine self-esteem and a feeling of self-worth ultimately New Zealand citizens being able to grow up and feel that the promise of this country will be kept to them. So that's why you can probably tell I'm quite excited. We've got 7 more of these to go. I'm thrilled that there's one in Christchurch, because there was never a charter school in the South Island last time, so it's nice to be down here in the south, and there may be 1 or 2 things that Justine Mann, who is the chair of the Charter School Authorisation Board, or Jane Lee, the Chief Executive of the Charter School Authority, or our wonderful sponsors and entrepreneurs who are bringing this model to New Zealand, people that have a long track record through their trusts working in education in Christchurch and the wider South Island, may have to say. So that's probably enough for me. If there's media who have questions about any other issues, I can't imagine it, but nonetheless I'll be happy to take those, but we'll let these guys have a say and take any questions about this very special day for Mastery first. So